Hey, my name is Ario D Juice from Juicy Tech Podcast, aka Juice. That's my name. People call me short for short, excuse me. But I do want to talk about some things real quick. I do want to talk about my time after going to a boot camp, a coding boot camp as a full-time student a couple of months ago, like last year, basically. I do want to talk about that. Was it worth the money? Was it worth the experience? Is it worth going to a boot camp in 2023? I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what I've been up to lately, why I've been not posting on this channel like I used to. I'm still here posting, obviously. I'm posting this video, but I do want to talk about those things mainly. So let's talk about the coding bootcamp first. Was it worth the money? Yes, it was. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. I don't have the time for it, obviously, but the reason why to me it's worth the money, for me personally, just my opinion, I can't speak for you. I'm not sure what your situation, but for me, a person that has no college degree, never had a computer science degree, have no experience in web development. I do now, but I'm learning, obviously. But compared to people that went to college for like 4 years or plus and that have an actual degree in computer science, I'm not that person at all, right? I'm pretty, I don't want to say I'm new to it, but of course those people have a lot more experience than I did. I'm not even a year yet, you know what I mean? So I'm learning, and I'm learning a lot after coding bootcamp, obviously. I'm still coding. I just haven't been posting none of my projects on this channel. I will. I promise you I will. I've just been really busy with other situations. Not to mention I have a full-time job. I'm a husband. And yeah, I have other YouTube channels that I manage that actually are monetized. So I have to focus on that because it actually makes me money. So I'm doing all those things while still practicing coding. And yeah, it was worth the money. It was worth the time, me going to coding bootcamp. Have I found a job in the field yet of web development? No, of course not. And I have a lot of work to do, and I know this. So me going to a coding bootcamp is not enough. And I knew this months ago, but I still wanted to do it because it's interesting and it's fun. And I love to challenge myself. I love tech very much. So yeah, I'm still doing this. I'm still coding. Believe me, I'm still here. But to tell you the truth, if you watch the videos, like my first videos, you will see my first interest was actually IT. It wasn't web development. The reason why I chose web development over IT because it was just interesting. I love building things. I love engineering. I come from the world of building and engineering, from audio engineering. So I'm not saying it's the same thing, but I love to build things, and that's what web development is. Or if you're a front end developer, you're building, right? You're building websites, basically using whatever language, JavaScript, whatever, right? But that's why I got into web development, and I'm still doing it because I love to build stuff. But at the same time, I just thought maybe I can try this out and see it, just kind of just do it, right? Because it's interesting to me. But my first choice was IT, and I think that's more of a realistic thing for me to do first as an entry level into the tech field, because IT, I won't say it's easier than web development. I don't want to say that. I feel like it's kind of like insulting people. But I feel like for me, for my situation, it's more realistic since I don't have a degree in computer science. I don't have years of experience like some people do with web development. So I have to be, again, realistic and understand that you have to start, or for me, I'll say, I think I have to start from the from the lowest of the lowest jobs available. And I think that's like IT help desk, which I don't mind doing because that was, again, one of my first choice to just get into the field, just kind of like get in the door and just start meeting people and just go from there, because IT to me is an entry level. Well, I'll say IT help desk is a to me, again, I'm not here to bash people or to insult someone, but I just feel like IT help desk is the most entry level job that makes sense for me to do as someone that's so like that has like no experience, like years of experience in the tech field. It just makes sense to me. And I've been doing interviews. I've been talking to people, of course. I turned down some jobs. So I'm doing that. So I'm learning IT at the same time with web development. I'm doing that. I'm doing both, literally. The thing is, IT to me is a little easier because I already know a lot of things in that field already. Like I know what an IP address is, obviously. I know what routing is. I understand what a subnet mask is. I know these, like I know what binary numbers are. Like I know this stuff from, whatever. So that's kind of easier for me to do I'll say, then like I say, when I say easier, it's more of a realistic job, I'll say, to like do, because it's something I kind of already know, if that makes any sense. And I do think for me it's easier because I already know some of the stuff in the IT world compared to web development. Now I do know what HTML5 is, CSS, JavaScript. I'm aware of this stuff. I understand how to build a website using HTML and style it with CSS and use the functionality with JavaScript. Like, I know this stuff, right? I'm learning it, and it's a lot to learn, it's a lot to retain, but that's why you do a lot of projects to kind of just build your skills, and I'm doing that too. Man, and believe it or not, but a little bit of coding, like not IT, but I guess if you're into IT, you will somewhat deal with cloud computing, so you will see some coding in that also. I've seen that. I've seen Python with Azure. Like, I saw something where it was just it was the two was able to like mix, if that makes any sense, to build stuff. Azure or AWS with some, with some coding. So it does, I won't say it's the same thing, but it's like there's like a little sprinkle of coding in cloud computing, which is IT, because you need to know what cloud computing is in the IT field. So I hope I'm making sense. All I know is, for me to be realistic, I know I need to focus on the most realistic jobs, and it's not web development. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I know I'm not ready, but I still did the coding bootcamp because of reference. A lot of people think you're just gonna find a job after coding boot camps, and it's possible because a lot of people in my cohort found jobs. At least over 5 people found jobs as a web developer. So the bootcamp works. Just because it didn't work for me of getting a job doesn't mean it doesn't work. But a lot of these people already had prior skills or experience, like years of experience of going to school. They went to college, they have an actual degree in computer science. So they are way ahead of me. They understand algorithms and, data analytics and maybe data science. Like, they know this stuff hardcore. I'm still learning this stuff. So I have to be realistic. And I'm willing to learn because it's fun to me. I'm all for learning about algorithms and all these things. It's dope. It's a lot of work, but I love to challenge myself. And that's why I want to get into tech, because the field that I'm in right now, I feel like there's a cap now. I want to learn more. And I see that my job is becoming more automated. And I think I have to make sure I'm ahead of not being left behind, basically, because that's where the world's going. More IT. I mean, you got Chat GPT, for goodness sakes. Like, that's a big thing right now. Like, the world's becoming a lot more techie, and I think I'm doing the right thing of getting my foot into the door of the tech field, whatever way possible, whether it's in IT or web development. But again, I have to be realistic. I have to be honest with myself. I can't compare myself to someone that has 4+ years of experience in computer science or web development. Like, these people have built so many projects, and it's amazing. And a lot of them found jobs. And the best thing about it is, I'm friends with these people. Those are my references. Like, I know the owner of the school. I don't say he's one of my good friends, but he knows me and I know him. We follow each other on Instagram. He likes my pictures sometime or posts. I like his. He knows of me, and I know when it's time for me to get a job in whatever, help desk, IT, I can use him as a reference, and he will vouch for me. That's, to me, the best part about of me going to this coding boot camp. I met a lot of amazing professors and teacher assistants who can speak on my behalf. But yeah, this guy is cool. Like, he's a good person. He used to go to school. He's, you know what I mean? So that's, to me, the biggest part, the best part to me about going to the coding boot camp is the reference. Of course, I found out the directions on what to do, because before I had no direction. I'm so new to this, I didn't know exactly what to do, what to choose from. I had no direction, and that coding boot camp really had everything laid out, in steps that I understand, okay, this is what's going on. Because I can go on YouTube any day, like anybody else, and find this information, but it takes time, because to me, YouTube is like a puzzle. You have to find all this information, kind of put things together that make sense to you, and build your own steps to figure out, okay, what's going on. And that takes time. You can find the information, obviously, but a coding boot camp or some kind of course, to me already has the steps laid out for you. You know what's going on. It's easy. It's just straight to the point. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but I feel like it's worth the money because of the reference that I have now. I have a lot of people who can vouch for me. I follow a lot of these people on LinkedIn. They have LinkedIns, and they are professionals. They're web developers. They're assistants. They're teachers. Like, I have this in my arsenal, and that, to me, you cannot. That's something. How should I put it? They know me basically, and they can. And once I give that employer their contact info for them to contact to see if they know who I am, they're gonna say yes. And that's what I paid for. I paid for the reference. And that's like going to a conference, right? When you go to a conference, you meet people, you build relationships, you build bonds, and now you can exchange contact information. Now you know this person, but you have to pay your way in. You have to pay your way into these conferences to meet these people. And that's how I look at a boot camp. I had to pay my way in, which I don't mind because I had the money. And that's what I did. Now I met all these amazing people, and we still talk, we still connect. Like, it's freaking awesome. So the coding bootcamp was definitely a great idea. I have no regrets. It is a lot of money, but the money is well spent because I built so much relationships. I made so many new friends, and I cannot wait for me to get a chance to use them as a reference to get a job, because that's how it works. Most jobs that I have, it was through a reference. Someone had to call someone and say, okay, this guy's cool, he knows what's going on, and that's how I got the job. So it won't be no different with IT. They're gonna call someone that can vouch for me and say, okay, does this guy, he went to this school, he went to work here, is he cool? Yeah, cool, you got the job because of this professional can vouch for you. So yeah, what's it I want to talk about? Basically, I think I spoke about IT, of course, of me being more realistic, and me going to the boot camp. Was it worth the money after all these months? Yeah, it was well spent, money well spent. It really was a great experience, and I would do it again. I would go there and meet. The best part is I can always go back there and meet new people. I can always go to the school and just chill out and meet people and have a drink. They over there, they shall I put it, like every now and then we'll just like have these meetups and just have some beer and just chill out, just relax. There's some snacks, there's hors d'oeuvres. Like, we just chill and just talk. It doesn't have to be about business or tech. We're just chilling. We're just making new friends. And these people are gonna become web developers soon, and I have their information. Like, it's so freaking awesome. That's what I wanted. I wanted to meet people in this field, and I did it. And I have no regrets. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'm still posting, I'm still here, still coding, still practicing, doing projects. I'm still here. Believe me. And I'll keep putting out more videos and just share my journey. Some people call this a diary video or YouTube channel. So be it. I call this a podcast because I do talk about this stuff on my podcast for this YouTube channel. So there you go. Be safe out there. Much love to you. Catch you on the next one. And thanks for watching. Peace.